Everybody has dewy skin in the summer, like that's easy, but then once winter comes, everybody flips the switch and tries to go matte, and my dry ass is not for that. What's up guys, my name is Christina and welcome to my channel. Today, we are going to get that dewy summer glow in the winter, and I know this is guaranteed to work because I have dry, flaky skin. Like it looks dull in the dead of February. So if I can make my skin look like this, having not seen the sun in 3 months, you can too. So if you want to know how to get dewy, glowy skin from the inside out, keep on watching. Let's start off with my nightly skincare routine. I'm in the bathroom and the first thing I do at the end of a very long day is take off my makeup and wash my face. I use the two-step cleansing method, starting off with an oil cleanser. In my case, I just use straight up olive oil. It's cheap, it works really well, but honestly, if you have the means, just get yourself an actual oil cleanser. I pour some onto my hand and work it onto my face, taking time to help break down the makeup that I put on that morning. I also do this mini facial trick that's really popular in Asia. I don't know the whole science behind it, but it helps drain toxins built up from under your skin. If you're going to do this though, I recommend investing in a jade roller for best results. Then we lightly rinse it off. Now that the oils have broken down all the makeup and dirt, we wash it off with a foam cleanser. My skin is pretty sensitive, so when it's acting up, I mix my foam cleanser with the Cetaphil Gentle Skin Cleanser, which is much nicer on irritated skin. I go by the 60-second rule where you spend 1 full minute working the cleanser on your face. Believe me, it's much longer than you think, but doing so gives the cleanser enough time to actually work on your skin. I found that doing this has helped buff away the flaky skin that I could never get rid of and overall even out my skin tone. After that, I hop in the shower, and once I'm out, I go over my face with some micellar water. The tap water in Ithaca is really hard, which is the worst for dry, sensitive skin. So micellar water helps rinse away the impurities from the tap, I think. Okay, I'm filming the rest of my room because I got too scared that someone was going to walk in on me in the bathroom. But next we're going in with our toner. I pour this directly into my hand and pat it onto my face. I don't like using a cotton pad because it just soaks up most of the product. Once I'm done with that, I repeat the step 6 more times. That's right, we put on 7 layers of toner. Don't ask me why, some Korean lady told me to, and honestly, she had a point. I saw online people putting aloe vera on their face and seeing good results, and I really wanted to try it, but I don't have that kind of money. Luckily, it turns out that aloe vera gel gives pretty much the same results. The most noticeable effect I've seen this have is calming a lot of the redness on my face. Just like it can soothe sunburns, aloe helps calm irritated skin. After that, I put on a hydrating serum. One thing to note guys, I don't have any essence because that stuff is too expensive for me, but if you can afford it, please get it. It's one of the most important steps to hydrating dry skin. We're almost done guys, hang on. We're going to finish off with 2 types of moisturizers, cream and oil. Make sure you're using cream because that's oil-based while lotion is water-based. You want oil-based products at the end to retain all of the moisture that you've put onto it. The CeraVe one that I use is by far my favorite for face and body, especially if you have eczema like me. This step is supposed to be for a facial oil, but guess who doesn't have one? Instead, I just put on another lighter cream that has an oilier finish, but again, if you can afford it, buy yourself a facial oil. And that's my nightly skincare routine. A couple of times a week, I change it up and put on 2 types of masks. A charcoal toning mask 3 times a week, and a hydrating sheet mask every weekend. And when my skin is really irritated, I use oatmeal as a morning cleanser. I couldn't get any good footage of me using the oatmeal, so instead I'll link in the description the Bubs Beauty video I learned it from. Please watch it, it will change your life, especially if you have eczema. Now for my morning skincare routine, here's me pretending to have just woken up in the morning as if I didn't just film these 2 segments 20 minutes apart. I don't know, I thought this was more believable. Anyways, I start off my morning by splashing my face with cold water to help bring down the swelling from the night before. And then I go back in with my micellar water. I combine the toner, aloe vera, and serum step into one by mixing them into the spray bottle and misting it on my face. SPF is really important, even in the winter. The snow can reflect a lot of light and you get more sun damage than you think. Since the sunscreen is really thin, I mix it with my cream to be more moisturizing, and that's it for my morning routine. Pretty quick. Now onto the makeup. Rule number 1, do not put any makeup on your face without moisturizer. We already covered the skincare part, but I really want to emphasize how important moisturizer is above any of that because it's your protective layer against the dry area around you. When it comes to doing your makeup, cream products are your friends. Say it with me now. Cream products are your friends. If you don't have time to watch this whole video, the only thing you need to know is to just switch out the powder products in your makeup routine with its cream counterparts. I'm talking foundation, bronzer, highlighter, contour, wherever you can, replace it with cream and you'll notice a huge difference, not just in the immediate glowiness of your skin, but in the long term. If you want to know exactly what I do every morning, then stick around, but for the people auditing this course, you're free to go. My general philosophy when it comes to the base is that if your skincare is solid, you don't really need foundation. Like, I've switched around my entire beauty routine and I've been investing in a lot of skincare products, and that's shown in my complexion in that I don't really need foundation anymore. All I do is cover my dark circles and little blemishes with concealer every morning. But skin isn't perfect. Then there are days where my skin really acts up. I get these dry red patches around here and here. Sometimes my nose and underneath my nose gets really flaky. And on those days, we start off with a primer. This is really important when you have dry, flaky skin because it takes all of that roughness and just smooths it right out, and you have this nice solid base so that when you apply makeup on top of it, you don't get these skin flakiness now soaked in foundation. So get yourself a good primer. I don't know much about primers to be able to give any good recommendations, so pick one that you think best suits your needs. I got the e.l.f. Tone Adjusting Primer, which not only helps smooth out the flakiness, but it also cancels out a lot of the redness that I get. And you can already tell just by feeling it that your skin is feeling smoother. It's not exactly getting rid of the patches as much, it's just kind of glossing over it. Because I have really dry skin, I'm not really into the matte finish foundations. I get the ones that have a dewy finish. And again, ideally, if you're keeping up with your skincare, you don't really need foundation, but sometimes your skin can really act out and it's good to be prepared for that kind of things. I really recommend the Neutrogena Hydro Boost one. I've used that for a while and it ran out and I was too cheap to buy it again. But that one's actually catered towards dry skin, so if you're like really struggling, I really recommend just investing in that. It's like $15, which is a little steep for a college student budget, but I think it's so worth it. Okay, I do my concealer and brows off camera. Now for the contour. I have been obsessed with cream contour for a while now. I just take a concealer that's darker than my skin tone. This is actually a little bit too dark. You only need to go like a couple shades darker. If you want to know exactly how dark you should go, I really recommend watching Rihanna's Vogue makeup tutorial, like that really iconic one, because she uses a contour stick that's like not that much darker than her actual skin tone, and she looks absolutely snatched. Right now I'm only just going to use my photo shoot one because it's all I have. Once I'm done blending, I just take whatever's left on my sponge and just lightly dab it onto the sides of my nose. Next, you want to set your face with like a little bit of powder, just enough so that your cream products aren't going to slip and slide. If you use too much, the powder is not only going to absorb a lot of the moisture from, say, like your skincare, but if your skin is already very dry, it'll set into all of those creases and cracks in your skin. So I just lightly powder, like only focusing on the parts that get really oily, like around my nose, maybe your T-zone. This is also the reason why I don't bake in the morning, because all of that powder is just too much for my dry under eyes. Next is bronzer and or blush. You can do both, you can do one or the other. You can even choose to do neither, but I really recommend it to add some color to your face, especially because we all get very pale in the winter. Today I'm just going to use bronzer, but on any other day I might use one of two different blushes. The NARS Orgasm blush or its Milani dupe. Next is my new favorite addition to the family. It is this L'Oreal highlighter stick, and I apply this along my cheekbones, across the top of my nose. I get onto my finger and blend it into my brow bone, on the inner corners, and on my cupid's bow. For the most of my face, I can just blend it out with my finger. For my cheekbones, I use a brush. This is probably my favorite step of the routine because it adds so much shine to my face, and that's my glowing skin routine. I'm going to do my eyes and lips off camera and I'll come back to finish this off. Now you could be boring and use a matte setting spray, or you can have fun and get a dewy finish one. If you made it this far, thanks for watching my video. I hope you guys got something out of it. And if you have any tricks you guys use to maintain glowy skin in the winter, leave them down below. Let's get a discussion going. And if not, be sure to like this video and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Keep glowing and stay golden, my loves. Bye.